Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, and all of the righteous families of the planet. It's your big brother Fahim back once again with another great bill from out of our lessons. Today, family, I want to deal with the second degree in the student enrollment, which we call our 1 to 10 again. The second degree of the student enrollment or the wisdom degree is a very important degree. I'm just taking it out of my book of life right now. Very important degree, which all of the degrees are important, or have some level of importance to them. But today I want to talk about the second degree in the student enrollment. Who is the colored man? Is the second degree of our student enrollment. And we have, who is the colored man? Question. Answer. The colored man is the Caucasian white man. Yaqub's grafted devil, the skunk of the planet Earth. Now, just a little bit with that degree, in the 5% Nation of Islam, the Muslim gods, we pretty much have it in its original form, that degree, because I've heard many gods from other different, groups and sects of the 5% say, that this was kind of rearranged a little bit. The father kind of took out certain things. He took out the word skunk of the planet Earth. And I think in their degrees, in the Nation of Gods and Earth, I think if I can remember correctly, is who is the colored man? The colored man is Yaqub's grafted devil, the white man of the planet Earth. I believe there says, if I'm not mistaken. But in this degree is very important because, first of all, of course, nothing was taken out. Everything that I just read was from the original Fruit of Islam, Nation of Islam headquarters. And their lessons, it says skunk of the planet Earth. That hasn't been taken out. Again, some 5% say the father took this out, but there's never really no proof to show when and why the father even took that word out. I've heard some people say, oh, the father wanted to get past name calling, or he wanted us to, elevate beyond just mere, First of all, this is not name calling. When the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when any of the prophets or the messengers coin a phrase or a term to a people, of a particular group of people, there's some scientific basis and analysis in that we need to look at. It's not just there just because of happenstance. The white man is called a skunk of the planet Earth for a reason. Not that he's a literal skunk, but a lot of the symbolic, his ways and actions, and a lot of what he does is very symbolic to that. So just to get into it, who is the colored man? The colored man is the Caucasian white man. Everything that is colored has been taken out. Anything that has been colored has been taken out of its original shade or hue. First of all, when dealing with colors, there are laws that apply. The laws of colors regulate the mixing of pigments to create more colors. They are based in the science and adapted to art. The laws of colors serve as a guideline for harmonious color mixing. There are primary colors and there are secondary colors. Primary colors are true colors that are not blended, such as yellow, red, blue. Secondary colors are a mixture of the three primary colors blended in equal amounts. Many more can be made up from the mixing of the secondary colors as well. Therefore, black is not considered to be a color. Black is the essence. Black is where all things began, and it's the first and only shade of the universe. In the Theology of Time lecture series, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that in the deep abyss of dark space, there is a natural unseen force that keeps spinning things into view. He said that darkness or blackness is real. It's real because it has force and power to create from what appears to be nothing. The colored man was once thought to be the black man until Master Fard Muhammad quizzed the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad on this particular question. He said the colored man was the white race because of their lack of pigmentation. In Message to the Black Man, he said in paragraph 5 on page 105 that in certain climates, white people change colors. Climates here can mean weather, but he is also talking about the climate of a situation. When a white person has sunburn, they turn red. You know, they can look like lobsters walking around out there. When they turn red. Also, particularly their lips. When a white person, when they're making love or having sexual intercourse, certain parts of their bodies can also turn red, particularly their lips. This is the reason white women many years ago, along with white men, wore lipstick. It was to overly exaggerate the fact that, the fact that they were sexually prepared for mating. When they're sick, sometimes they may turn blue around the nose or throat area. Without any sun, they can turn as white as a sheet of paper. Their hair can be black, red, brown, blonde, brunette, or brunette in color. Their eye color is blue, green, gray, light brown. Everything about their physical makeup is recessive to the black man. White also is not considered to be a color. White is colorless. It's no color or shade at all. Unlike black, white can't produce no other colors from itself. Since the white man's brain can't produce melanin, their skin is transparently see-through. They are called Caucasian because they came from the Caucasus Mountains in Northeast Asia, better known as Europe today. Caucasian people are the people of color. So they're the true people of color. So as we know, back in the days, back in the early 1900s and all of that, black folk, we used to refer to ourselves, yeah, we some good old colored folks. Yeah, when I first came down south, when I was in like Georgia, Alabama, even now out here in Texas, we good old colored folk. Yeah, we're colored folks, we're good old colored folk, And I'm like, we're not colored people. We're not, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad took that term away from us back in 1934. We're not colored. Colored people is the Caucasian white people. They are colored people. Colored people represents recessive people, a recessive gene. Their brain can't produce melanin and their skin is transparent, basically, or I hear some people say pink skins, but the layers of skin, I believe it's 3, if I'm not mistaken, layers of skin as compared to the original man, the black man, which has 7 layers of skin, but their skin is recessive to the original man. Their hair is recessive to the original people. Their eyes, their everything we can go down the line naming. So it shows you that this man is basically the bottom of the totem pole as far as human beings are concerned. Because every human being was basically born original from the earth. They came with the earth. As the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, we, the black people, came with the planet. So we were on this planet ever since it was first made or created. We were here on this planet, black people. But then other people, the other races of people, which are really technically black people, when I'm talking about Indian or Chinese or Japanese, they're really black people technically, but we were here from the earth's inception, from its germination, from its beginning. Black people have been on this planet. Other races come from the original man, but the Caucasian man is the bottom, is the last, or the newest human being, rather. So he hasn't been on this planet more than 7,000 years. His history goes back no further than about 65 to 6,600 years, approximately. Yaqub's grafted devil. Yaqub is the Arabic name for Jacob. He was the father of the divine evil race of Caucasian people. In Message to the Black Man, which is the longest chapter in the book, The Making of the Devil, starting on page 103, the messenger lays it all out. He tells us that it was Yaqub who made the white race through a process of birth control. It was by this process that the darker, over a period of 600 years, became lighter and lighter until there was no more pigment in the skin. Yaqub had grafted from within the black man a brown germ to its weakest level. When you look at the white race, you are looking at your lowest level of subhuman nature walking around before you in animated humanly form. Yaqub was Allah carrying out a mission in the person of the scientist Yaqub, who had a huge head full of supreme wisdom, knowledge and wisdom. You know, when we say big-headed, a lot of times, this is mainly what it's talking about. When a person has a determined idea that no one is going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. You know, we say that, you know, he's real big-headed, you know, or the messenger used that terminology. But of course, you see people like Dr. York and, you know, some of these other pseudoscientists that have, you know, been among us who've tried to draw pictures of a human being with an enlarged cranium, like that's Yaqub, and, you know, that it wasn't literal, you know, a big head. That's not literal. But, where was I? Yaqub only lived to be 150 years in the physically, but mentally he would live through his made devils for 6,000 years or 6 days. In the seventh day, Elijah said Allah would return at the end of the white man's rule in a different body and teach a more superior knowledge he had taught the devil to reassume leadership on the planet. So we can see Yaqub had a mission. His mission was to bring forth devil. It was predicted of him 8,400 years before his birth that one would be born with a determined idea, big-headed. Because in a sense, we can call Master Fard Muhammad big-headed, in a sense too, because he had a determined idea. Nothing was going to stop him or thwart that idea that he had for the original nation once he got to the wilderness of North America. Well, Yaqub likewise. Yaqub had a determined idea. And even after sitting down and discussing with the kings and the rulers of his time what his idea was, they didn't agree with it. However, Yaqub still marched on in determination that, no, I'm going to bring this about. I'm going to bring this into full manifestation. I'm going to create or make a race of people that's going to rule over the original nation one day. He was determined in doing that. So again, hence the term big-headed, you know. But Master Fard Muhammad comes with a more superior knowledge than what Yaqub taught his made devils. In the last day, Allah comes in the person of Master Fard Muhammad now, and he teaches this knowledge to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who at this point is considered the dumb, the dead. Elijah Muhammad didn't have formal education. He only went to the third grade of school. In the Masonic Lodge, he only went to the third degree. He was only a master mason. Uh, he followed and supported other organizations and groups, the Moorish Science Temple of America, Marcus Garvey's UNIA movement. But when he met Master Fard Muhammad, it took him up to another level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that was so superior that the knowledge that he would be able to inculcate now to the original people in the wilderness of North America would eventually now put them on a level or pedestal more supreme than what Yaqub gave to the Caucasian white man. So we see the so-called Jews today following out Yaqub's rules and regulations to a T. But we see today it's beginning to lose power. It's beginning to lose its juice, if you will. You know what I'm saying? It's dying out because people are now beginning to see the white man for who he really is. And to see that he is a grafted devil. The skunk of the planet Earth. The skunk is any of several small carnivorous meat-eating mammals. It has a bushy and black fur with white markings that can spray out up to 15 feet or more a malodorous secretion from its glands near the anus to ward off enemies. It is sometimes called a polecat. The Caucasian man is symbolically referred to as the skunk of the planet because he is a wandering carnivore who is a mammal in human form. Everything about the white man is dirty, foul, from his personal hygiene to his foreign policies and affairs. He has released his foulness all throughout the planet and has affected every culture, religion, system of government, and kindred. So this is the Caucasian man. And again, the father, Abu Allah, Abu Shahid, Abu Rasul, the founders, Old Man Justice. Nobody took skunk of the planet Earth out of our original lessons. I don't know where that came from. I don't know who originally said that, but it's not true. They didn't take anything from out of the original teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Master Fard Muhammad. Everything was kept just the way it was and taught on, just as the messenger taught on it. It's just other individuals couldn't understand. So I guess in an effort to bring white people aboard in some 5% of groups or organizations, I guess they kind of want to make it more pleasant to the ears. So white people don't want to, don't have to hear that they're skunks or they're nasty, foul beasts or, they're low, subhuman form of individuals. No, the white man is all of that. The white man is a subhuman. He is a beast in human-like form. They're technically not even really human beings. White people are by nature wicked. So this makes them monsters or beasts, if you will. The white races practice bestiality for centuries. If we go back into ancient Europe, I believe it was a book I read, Dr. Joseph Ben Jacquemin, Dr. John Henrik Clarke. There's several scholars that talk about Europe, and they talk about during the time of the Dark Ages. And I think it was in John Henrik Clarke's book, one of his books I read once, where he said that there was a stench, a foul odor over the whole Europe. Why? Because Caucasian people, white people, didn't bathe at one point. I believe it was Queen Elizabeth I, if I'm not mistaken. She was once coined the cleanest woman in all of Europe because she bathed once every 3 months. Think about that. She bathed, she washed her ass once every 3 months. So she was called the cleanest woman in all of Europe. White people didn't bathe. They would have sex. They would go out and work from day to day, out in the jungles or the wilderness. Whatever they do, they sweat. You know, body is moist and sticky. They go home, they go to bed, they wake up the next day. White women didn't comb their hair. White men didn't brush their teeth. They had no physical hygiene to themselves. This is an actual fact. I'm not sitting here trying to be funny. People are, oh man, that's messed up, man. That's foul, man. No, white people are foul. I'm not making jokes. This is actual facts. Read your history. The white man is a skunk of the planet Earth. It is an actual fact. There are memoirs and notes by famous white people like Napoleon Bonaparte, and other people that explored, went over the seas, didn't bathe. They would write letters to, I think it was a note I read, a letter that Napoleon sent to one of his lovers, a woman who was over here in the Americas, I believe it was. Was it in the, no, I'm sorry. It was somewhere in the Isle of Hispaniola. You know, back then it was, you know, but he was telling her, hey, I'm on the way coming. Like, don't bathe. Like, make sure you don't clean yourself. Don't put no water on your body. Like, I want to smell that stinky funk. I want to smell like that dog scent. This is actual fact. This is actual fact. Actually, factually true. No jokes. So not just the stench of his smell, his body odor of white people, not just that, but just their policies. When they're in rulership positions, their policies are foul. You know, the stench of their workings and what they do, it's foul. It's foul everywhere they go. They are a wandering carnivore. Wandering carnivore. The white man has been a nomad from the beginning, just wandering here and there, here and there. He has no origin on this planet. Europe. Over in Europe right now, that's not the white man's origin. He is not a native in Europe. Black people are the natives of Europe. Study Hannibal and the Moors and stuff. You'll see. They are not the original people. So basically, you know, this is just a real brief degree I wanted to just shoot through real quick, just to build with the family or whatever. We definitely will be coming back more with more bills, again, with the lessons. Because again, like I always state, this is the most important thing. So black people are not colored people. We're not Negroes. We ain't niggas. You know, black women are not niggerettes. They ain't bitches. They ain't hoes. They ain't sluts. This is white women. This is white men. You're giving our people the wrong term. White women have been sleeping around the place from the beginning. They are known whores from the beginning. Again, if you think I'm being racist, or if I'm being a little, outspoken here, telling the truth, then I can't help that. But these are the teachings that were given to us by Allah's last and greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we don't make jokes. We tell the truth as it should be told. So, with that being said, I leave the family as I came in the greeting words of peace. We say it in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, and all of the righteous families of the planet. Peace.